Sort of. And he can do so much more with gold than Undying does, I feel. But, however, you could definitely start out jungle if you want to.
10
but
seconds
I think
remaining.
Crystal Maiden should be one to do that in this game. But Sanking jungle, he can farm a Blink Dagger in like 6:30 or even faster if you do it correctly.
Well, Crystal Maiden can stack for him. Like, she's only looking to take a creep with the Frostbite every now and then. And then can just stack the rest of the time. So, yeah, you can work on that kind of stuff. Even if it's not for the SK, you want to be doing it for the Jari. You want to be looking towards the Ancient stack as well for LGD, so you can get some burst money into him. Stacking
is the name of the game for both of these teams, possibly, as we see Caudle and Razor as well on side of Fnatic. You could even start with the Jungle Dire Caudle here. If you have a Quelling Blade, you can do a lot of work there, stacking 3 camps at once and farming them up. You can do tons of farming there.
It always feels weird seeing an OD banned when you've already got a Keeper of the Light in the field. Primarily because you're like, well, does Essence Aura even need to be there? But OD ban is so focused at Mushy.
Yeah, he plays it really well.
He really does.
Both teams need their mid hero right now, unless they want to run a mid Razor, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And Storm gets picked up. Makes more sense that they ban out the OD then. So just setting up for their own pick.
That means we finally have our second initiator, someone that's going to keep up with the SK when he jumps in. The Gyrocopter's obviously just going to be that walk-in, call-down kind of guy, while Fnatic, they can make one hell of a wall of defense. I'm really scared for LGD. If they cannot force Fnatic to fight them outside their base, we could be looking at least an hour game while LGD try and find the perfect moment to actually take out Fnatic without losing their entire team.
That's true. They do have a very strong core as well, tri-core in Razor, Caudle, Shaker. This is an old combination that could be used here to go aggressive if you want to. You can contest an Undying with this kind of lane. It's super strong.
That was the old... would have been like four seasons of G League ago, where you ran like the Caudle, Earthshaker, and Windranger tri-lane. IG were the ones that were doing that in their heyday.
Yeah, they were doing that, and people were also playing Razor back then as well. Just the Caudle Shaker was used a lot more back then, and sometimes even just as a dual lane. So we could see that. Fnatic, they have the options, but I would like to see from Dire side, if they're not being contested early, just go jungle with Caudle and try to play that AoE style of greed.
Yep.
Definitely possible.
Just rack them, stack them, farm them.
Yeah.
Way to go. Well, Fnatic is their last choice. So much hanging in the balance of this game, not just for Fnatic, but also for how the upper part of Group A will end up sitting at the end of the group stage. Can LGD hold their beautiful run? They're currently neck and neck with Secret, but with the way it works for the tiebreakers, okay, we're going to get ourselves nice.
So they have potentially True or like Nightstalker and Caudle. It's kind of weird to have in the same team.
Yeah.
It's kind of counterintuitive.
Because they work against each other. You want to have Keeper of the Light working in the daytime and Nightstalker works in the night.
Hey man, if it's night or day, they can still, you know, at least have something going for them.
Is it still worth the Acronym Scepter on Keeper of the Light?
No, I think you just get Axe on Nightstalker, because he's going to make it nighttime so much. So Caudle, he's probably just here for the nuke, for the mana, and for the strong laning that he could provide to a team.
Yep.
And of course for a high ground defense that we already mentioned.
Well, that early kill, like we've seen teams like, do I dare say like Na'Vi when they first came back in again. There's a lot of CIS teams that used to run this Nightstalker as a 4th position, but you'd run an aggro tri-lane with him, and the Void, then you put it with a Fissure, and it used to just be the Void itself was the setup for like a follow-up stun or a whole bunch of damage. So yeah, there's a lot of aggression available here from Fnatic. I'm loving their lineup.
Yeah, there definitely is, and then they also have, you know, the potential to farm up a strong Razor. I like this kind of draft from Fnatic. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully everyone at home is also looking forward to it as we're about to get ourselves underway for LGD versus Fnatic. That is the game which everyone's tuning in for. It's what keeps Group A hanging in the balance. The results of today will give us the main event positioning as we get underway with Fnatic. Aggressive draft up against LGD. Yep, they're already going to see each other. With a Fissure, there's no real fault that he blocked himself in, but the Shards, yeah, Johnny, they can at least chip away at Zhao Wei, who has no regeneration.
Yeah, he's going to have to back away or at least get pulled a tangle, but some good damage being dealt there. If they could get a little bit better block, they would have had a chance to kill him, but they got a D-ward. That is pretty big.
Yeah.
30
but at the same time, Fnatic get what they're searching for. So okay, you get rid of the wards, but Fnatic now they can control the bottom lane by having this observer ward looking to the other side of the tree line. So it's very difficult for the Crystal Maiden to harass him out, which means Sylar's life's going to be an absolute hellhole. But how is Mushy meant to go in this mid lane? The Night Stalker going up against the Storm Spirit.
Night Stalker against Storm can't really shut him down completely. However, he won't get shut down himself. That's one of the strengths of Night Stalker. He can always farm. He has the Void, which is good for last hitting. And he also has plenty of damage, good armor. The only downside really is the Static Remnant can make your life pretty painful.
And then we look up towards our top lane, of course. KOAXY, the defensive Razor. Looks like he won't be able to get that pull anytime soon from his teammates because it's blocked up by a sentry ward.
Yeah.
And
he's probably going to be alone anyway, though.
Well, is he really going to be that threatened? Like, he's only going to be threatened if Yao can get in range for a Burrow Strike.
Yeah, I guess that Ketchikimba is going to come up here and protect him as well. And Ketchik has played Coddle before in this group stage. He's going to just sit behind probably and land a nuke whenever Undying looks too aggressive.
Yao's already going to be forced away by KOAXY. Just a simple static link and then into Illuminate. They're trying to get as much chip damage as possible without actually hitting the creep wave. But yeah, but so it's Sylar on the bot lane.
A lot of damage being dealt to Sylar there. And he has a salve, so he's going to regenerate just fine. But still, though, the bottom lane from Fnatic is very, very potent. Yeah,
and LGD's basically out of consumables. Like, Xiao Wei's bringing 4 tangos back down to that bottom lane, but even Sylar had to give one of his tango charges over to that Crystal Maiden previously. So he's got 1 tango charge, and that's all. And, well, there's our first blood on top lane. Yep. It's going to be Yao and MMY combining up together. That wasn't really meant to happen unless he got in range for the level 1 Burrow Strike, which looks like he did.
Always has to stay high HP. Only used 1 tangle there and didn't really let it heal up to full. He didn't want to waste the salve, but he ended up being in range for their kill potential.
So, rough start for Fnatic, losing the #1 position. But they're still going to get a little bit more out of the other lanes. As bottom lane, the fissure over on Sylar, not the right little target. They try to actually lock him in to a wall of ice and rock.
That would have been nice, though, because that would have locked in the Shaker as well. And if that happened, Shaker would have died. He would have lost that fight. I mean, Gyro is a pretty strong duelist. He will take that.
The beauty of Rocket Barrage early on.
Yeah.
So, Fnatic, while their CS might be looking good on most of their lanes, the control doesn't seem to be as nice for them.
No, they don't really have full control of top lane, but that was also a little bit of a misplay there. They could probably have played it safer if KOAXY wasn't so greedy. So we'll see if they can stabilize a little bit more. Coddle doing the pulls now, trying to get something. Actually, Illusion trying to mess with it, but that's not going to work.
He still keeps the Dark Creep Wave over there. The only thing he could lose is a couple of last hits if the Illusions can time it right. But, okay, so Ohio down here with Johnny. They keep going for these kills, and it's a very potent lane, as you said, to get rid of all the consumables. But are they even here for a kill when we're seeing what Sylar can do during a team fight? Or during an engagement, sorry?
I don't think they necessarily want to kill anymore, not as the Crystal Maiden is playing closer to the lane. You have to respect that Crystal Maiden and Gyrocopter is a stronger combo, I think, than the Tuscan Shaker. They just want to get levels down there, and then maybe they can land a gang on mid lane where Storm is farming up.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should be looking at. Like, it's not just like Storm Spirit's levels, but the timing. Like, in 48 seconds, we're going to be looking at, oh, goodbye Razor, again underneath that tier 1 tower. Tries to static link, but can't run away from the tombstone.
So dangerous. If you get decayed once and then stay close and they go on you, your HP is already so low, it's easy to burst you down. Even as a Razor, just die. So that's 2-0 already for LGD.
This is a beautiful start for the Chinese, but it's terrible for Fnatic. But it is coming up to nighttime. This is where my point was going to go. That Mushy is about to come online. So he'll have the ability to find kills very, very shortly. But where does he rotate? What's his priority target?
I'm surprised that they haven't thrown one gang with Johnny towards the mid lane already. Just try and help that Night Stalker. But they're going to go with the nighttime, as you say.
Static linking again on top lane, Yao. Well, he's going to sit inside the Sandstorm, and KOAXY just backs up a little bit further. There's no kill potential this time around because the Undying was battling with Kochik a little bit further over.
He's coming back, though. They want to try again, but this time Razor is playing very safe because they back. Oh, Ohio. And Johnny, actually. Oh, no. Is he stuck? He's stuck.
Yeah, he's locked inside the fissure as well as his own shards. It was the problem we're talking about before. It's a kill coming in for Sylar.
That moment when you're stuck by your own 2 positioning spells, blocking off Fissure and Ice Sharks, locking the poor Tusk in place. That's now it's made to work.
Hilarious thing is, too, like, it's a nice lockdown, but there's only one hero on the map that can really capitalize in such a situation, and he's on top lane, currently dying to, like, SK. It's KYXY, because you don't have any melee hero in range of that Rocket Barrage of the Gyro.
I mean, Gyro can very happily capitalize on your own mistakes when you Fissure and Ice Shard your teammate and lock him in place. That's an easy kill for Gyro. Oh, wow. This is not too good for Fnatic, losing that aggressive offlane where they really should not die when they have Fissure and Ice Shards. But now gonna start rotating. Johnny coming up to top lane.
Yeah, exactly where they need to be. I don't think, like, you're not looking at a wombo combo because you can't just snowball yourself in with a Keeper of the Light. He doesn't want to be in that close. So you kind of need somebody else, like Mushi, for example, to pick up a double damage rune and then hunt during nighttime and get a free pick off on Crystal Maid. And that's his goal, and it looks like it's going to be achieved.
Yeah, he's going to run around.
Yeah, smart. Loop around behind it. It buys time for Ohio to also arrive. And Zhao waits on the wrong side of the tree line. But actually, no, he gets through the corner. The fissure, it's going to block him in. So Zhao can't walk out of this one, but Mushi can't get to him.
Oh, he's not going for him.
Yeah,
Mushi?
I don't know. Like, did he lose vision of him?
No,
they did lose the observer.
That's why he's going back.
Yeah, now he sees him. Zhao around the tree line. The silence, the void. There's no frostbite, but he goes for the corner with a double damage rune from Mushi. He makes very short work of that Crystal Maiden.
Yeah.
It took him a long time to find her.
And meanwhile, they did get Mama
They can go again. Sylar. Yeah, she's stuck around. That double damage is still there with a Burrow Strike from Yao. He's coming in to support his teammate and maybe as well. Ball lining through, going up to Ohio. There's no point up in Vortex, but got the first slow. Yao, Burrow Strike in 1 second, and he'll get him underneath the tower, and then body block out the position. Then again with a stun from Ohio doing as much damage to Yao, but Yao hiding in the sandstorm. He's still in range of that tower, and the creep wave is locking him in here. 1 TP in. He's actually dying to a range creep. Yao cannot get free. He'll buy up what he's got. The Earthshaker will get the victory for the kill, but no experience for it.
That one melee creep just saying, you're not going anywhere. He was so stuck. It's unfortunate for him. Well, at least something going way of Fnatic there, getting some return kill.
And they needed something. They really did. It's the Night Stalker first night time. You really wanted to achieve probably more than what he really got. But it's something, and it bought space for KYXY.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, maybe he also got a nice rotation as a Storm there, and he did not die at all yet this game. I'm always worried when I see a Storm not having died a single time at level 7, because that means you haven't done anything to shut him down.
But we already knew, like, you couldn't do anything. The Night Stalker versus the Storm Spirit's not really gonna...
Oh, I think they definitely could. Like, the Tusk rotating in towards the Night Stalker against Storm, you can definitely kill that lane.
Okay.
But it's more about whether or not you're gonna get seen. But they did D-ward nicely, so I thought they would. However, they did not get that gank.
Smoke gank time from Sylar as well as Zhao Wei. They're making their way into the Dire jungle to check out. Well, they'll see at least one of the stacks there as they move in. But the main man they're going to find is the old man, Kurchik Imber, trying, well, one illuminate, that's all he could do. He knew he was dead.
Just look away, Coddle. Just look away.
Unfortunately, the ostrich approach does not work in this scenario. But Ohio's managed to find a lot of farm down here in the bot lane now, because you are rotating out a lot more, and yeah, Mushi being dragged back in, maybe in Yao. These rotations from LGD, the movement is just superb.
Yeah, I really love the movement with Gyrocopter as soon as he hits level 7 or 6 as well. It's beautiful to see those ganks.
They're going to snowball in bottom lane, coming up to MNY. If they need to commit Echo Slam, they will do so. They find the kill, and then straight TP's out before the rest of the support can arrive for LGD. No time for the Frostbite or the Burrow Strike.
Actually, they would have gotten that if they TP'd low, but they were like, you can't run away because we TP high. But quick TP outs by Fnatic. Yeah, nice play and good kill under a tower. Forcing 3 TPs as well.
And one of them being cancelled. But it's at the same time, you snowball in, you TP out yourself with 2 TPs. So economy-wise, I think you're just happy. Like, I think emotional-wise, you're just happy that you get one of these kills back on the board.
I mean, you got away with murder. You're always going to be happy if you're Fnatic in these years, so well played by them.
Good read from Johnny as well, realizing the movement from the smoke gank, that they left an observer ward behind, so he instantly comes up and de-wards that, restricting the vision of LGD.
Yeah, right now Fnatic just seem to try and want to stabilize a little bit more, whereas on LGD's side, they want to get the blink on their Sand King. That's so crucial for them.
Yeah. Just put him in the jungle. Let him farm up.
4 points into that Sandstorm as well. He really wants to farm quickly with it.
Tower is under
Not
attack.
the easiest thing to do, though, just to keep that farm going. When you could have rotations from heroes like Tuskar or the Suns from Ohio coming out of nowhere. So he's got to keep his eyes open. I think that's also the reason why that Radiant Observer Ward is sitting just on the edge of their jungle. So they're able to see when Fnatic move from the bottom lane, at least. They don't have any vision, however, of the runes at all.
No, there's not a lot of vision right now at all for LGD. They only have that one ward, but it's going to time out as well. So Crystal Maiden now running. She's going to try and plant a new one. But she's probably going to plant that under the vision of Fnatic. Did they see this?
Yeah, because they've already got a Dire Observer Ward watching the Ancient area. 3-man smoke by Fnatic, so they're coming down. And Johnny, I don't think he's going to peek into Roshan. They're here for a kill on bot lane, and the Sand King is the main man. They need to delay Yao's Blink Dagger, but Ohio's already used his Fissure, so we back off cooldown in 3 seconds' time. And Yao senses that something is wrong. There's too many heroes missing. So he backs up behind the tower, body blocking the creep wave. Now he's visible to the creep wave, and the rest of Fnatic, it's like, okay, yep, he is here. But how can you kill him? Like, it's a Burrow Strike and Sandstorm. You had to have brought detection.
They also told him nighttime with Night Stalker.
Where's your Fissure? Shards flying a long way down.
No.
Actually going to keep Mushy away from Yao.
No way to kill that, yeah, as he's completely safe there from the Fissure as well, or from the Sharks.
Johnny's still going to come and have a look. The first TP is on its way. Sandstorm is out. Burrow Strike up. Johnny caught with the Fissure. Actually going to lock them together. Tries to snowball himself away. Actually getting the kill. It's going to be the Sand King down for the count. While Stormsborough jumping up the Echo Slam. Controlling maybe, but actually no. He jumps away inside the fall lighting with the Black Cannon and called out. Fnatic taking terrible damage. The Razor is popped as well. There goes your Earthshaker. A double kill for a Storm Spirit. Up to 3 now for the game.
And they just clean up everyone. Beautiful TP in there. Oh, such a hard punishment. Way too deep under and just Tombstone punishing them. And call down, hitting on everyone. And Silo is playing really well in this game. He's 3-0-3 already and farming really well as well. Good CS.
So you get 3-0-3 on him. It's the same over on Maybe.
Yeah.
Both your primary cores are looking fantastic. The only downside for LGD, and this is a small downside, as he's still the third net worth on the field, is your SK. He doesn't have that Blink Dagger yet, but he's getting there.
Yeah, he did go for the Soul Ring and the Tranquils, which is going to make him more sustainable and not have to back so much. But they did manage to get the kill on him there with Mushi. But definitely delayed him a little bit. It missed Gyro. Probably not going to look for doing anything with it, though.
We still have to flag, though, like, with all these kills which are happening, LGD is looking great in the net worth. You still are running into the issue as LGD that you need to get fights like this. Ohio, bottom lane, call down into the Rocket Barrage as well. Okay. And you'll actually get away to safety. But you are still running into a very heavy D-push of Fnatic. So winning a fight like this, well, they got a couple of kills, but they inflicted no damage into the buildings.
It's heavy D-push, as you say, but at the same time, LGD are also the ones who are pretty happy just farming up and winning the ganking game. They don't really look to take the towers just yet. As long as they can hold their own with the Tombstone defensively, I think LGD are really happy. They almost have a full mech on Undying now as well. That is pretty huge.
Get so big on him. Razor, who's been free farming top, still hasn't gotten, I say free farming, as much as he can with 3 deaths to his name. That mech on him is really, really delayed.
Really is. Some pinks coming out here. They know exactly where the Sand King is. But they're going to try and take the tower anyway.
They can't really do anything about it. Like, you're looking at the 2 heroes who don't have a stun. So Yao could just walk up inside the Sandstorm, sit there, and Plasma Field damage might do some work. The Illuminate, she hitting nicely, but the tower's within deny range, so LGD would just get rid of this. They're happy to let it go and just give a little bit of gold, but not the huge amount to Fnatic.
Yeah, it's very good. Nice deny there, and worth the rotation as well.
Ohio, he's too far down. The call down. Ohio's actually dead here. The call down would kill him if the Rocket Barrage didn't. And now also making his way up. They triggered the drum charger, so good movement speed to reach Johnny. And Johnny duking it around the tree line. He sees them with the Dire Observer Ward, so he knew when they're making their move. Throws the shards out, keeping LGD back.
Can he TP out, though?
He doesn't have to.
Oh, they actually backed off.
MMY didn't jump for it. They instead go after Bushy, who thought, yeah, they're going to be chasing my teammate. Instead, they're killing the Night Stalker in the mid lane. KOXYT being in, but he's here just too late.
Wow, this is such a snowballing Storm as well. Fnatic, they don't have the best heroes against Storm. Sure, you have the Night Stalker Silence, but that's really the best that you have. Fissure's okay, but not that great against Storm as well.
It's almost like you need to have that Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker so we can get the instant Echo Slam stun.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like almost a Blink Dagger on the Tusker, so it's a follow-up Walrus punch.
You need the combinations to land on Storm. You can't just do one Fissure and hope that that's going to stop him. So, of course, if you can get the silence on him, that's a very good chance of killing the Storm. But now he's looking so tanky, buying into the point booster, going for the Bloodstone as well.
But there is an upside. The fact he doesn't go for a BKB at the start means at least the silence is still able to be effective, and as well as the stuns.
Yeah.
Of course, on the flip side, he's insanely tanky, so you can stun him, but if you don't have enough damage during the period of time to kill him, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
he still lives.
This Bloodstone is really going to speed up farming, but they have more things happening as well, as they almost have the full Blink Dagger on Shaker. As you mentioned, they need this item.
There's the Blink Dagger over on the SK. No, gave Yao the last of the mid lane farm to get it.
I'm wondering what Mushi is buying here, because he has a lot of gold, but he did not upgrade his boots at all.
Maybe he's feeling like Midas is where he has to run.
That could be it. That could be it. For sure. It's a very good item on Night Stalker.
Yeah, there's the Glove of Haste. This could just be the completion of Treads, but he would do that from the side shop if he's going to do it.
Yeah, this is definitely Midas.
Yeah. So they feel like they need to play the catch-up game, get to the Aghanim Scepter, get his BKB and everything else. Middle lane, the prep is coming as Keeper of the Light is going to be recalling in Mushi, waiting for the chance here. They snowball up, they go after Sylar, they got to stop the call down with the Echo Slam and Fissure as you catch out MMY with a Bar Strike from Yao, catching out two. MMY is going to keep him up, and in comes maybe with a stun from Ohio, really hurting him hard, but it's just not enough. In comes maybe KYXY, going to be dragged back in here to a triple kill of maybe the Bar Strike to Mushi. Fnatic getting team wiped. Maybe he's got a haste rune. He could chase after Kerchik. He can't see him with a Static Remnant, and Kerchik made the wise decision. Run down south away from the fighting.
It starts by them getting off the Gyrocopter, of course, but then the punishment comes in. They can't kill the Tombstone. They can't take these fights. Team fights are just impossible for Fnatic if they cannot get rid of that. Or at least they have to burst down the Undying, but he already has a mech.
Yeah. How do you even burst him? They took so much to try and even kill off the Gyrocopter at the start of that, and you kept the Undying out with the Fissure, but at that point...
yeah, when the Tombstone is down, they just have to scramble and try to get out of that fight, but the only one who makes it is the Caudle. Not the man you want to have survive as well.
And that's primarily because he wasn't in the middle of it. He just sat a little bit further out of the fight, throwing out his Illuminate spam.
And he is going for the Aghanims on Caudle despite having a Night Stalker in your own team. I really don't understand what they're trying to do.
Unless his choice is a 4-star, but no, you're right. It's an Ogre Club as well. Yeah, okay. Yep, it almost feels like a contradiction of draft.
It is an anti-combo. Let's call it that, Toby. Well, they're trying to push mid lane now, knowing that, well, actually the Sanking ulti wasn't even used, so okay, there's actually not that easy of a push mid.
And they don't have any vision of that high ground either, so they could just assume that Yao is up there waiting for him. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Mushi actually finding Sylar. The rocket is put down, and Mushi, he knows he can't do this. Ohio would have to walk straight past an entire creep wave to do it.
Yeah, it's a question of who finds who. When you get the rocket on you, you know you're going to get stunned. Rocket Barrage could easily bring you down really low, despite being a Night Stalker.
Maybe it's about to finish this tier 1 tower on top lane. He's got Cardi helping him out, and this is not what you want to see for Fnatic. This is now where your towers become level with 2 tier 1 towers for either side going down. And even LGD having one of those being denied.
That is truly amazing. Maybe averaging 6.4 kills at 15 minutes in. That is really, really high average for TI.
It's a very active Storm.
Yeah.
Or just hero himself.
Oh, just player.
Yeah.
Just player.
Dire's middle tower is under
attack. Yao. Blinks up, can't get close enough to the Razor. Ohio, I don't think he really wants to be where he is. He's right underneath the Radiant Observer Ward, and he's practically alone.
Yeah, they could jump pretty far as well. Finds a haste rune even, but they're gonna chill off. Look at the map, how many sentries are down by by Fnatic. This is a lot of economy going into these sentries.
What are they even looking for? Is it just dewarding?
I think at some point you can drop too many sentries, and this is sort of it. When you spend this much gold into detection like this, I think it's dewarding. Yeah, mainly. I mean, there's the Sandstorm, but that's it for Invis.
The hilarious thing is that they didn't find any of the Observer wards.
Look at the Observer ward just sitting between every ward, just casually chilling.
And LGD don't need the full vision anyway. If they have it, it's a fantastic thing, but their lineup could just 5-man mow down Fnatic, and they know it.
Middle tower is
I
under
think
attack.
Fnatic are on the right track, though. The vision is
Dire's
super important when you play a
bottom
Storm,
tower is
and if they
under
can't find the pickoffs, that might be a way that Fnatic can,
Radiant's
start
structures are
slowing game
fortified.
down, getting their items up, and then fighting.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Fortunate
attack.
in their D-wards.
KRX's finally got his mech up and running. The double TP's coming to the mid lane. Mushy triggers nighttime and maybe just jumps after him, dragging him back. Yao still got Burrow Strikes and Mushy, there's no running away. The Storm Spirit will take the kill.
And the blood. He has his bloodstone starting to fill up now. Every single gank. He's going to pay him off so much more.
And he's almost got as many kills as he's got Bloodstone charges right now. 8-0-3 on this Storm Spirit. I think it's almost time for another jump up towards Johnny. Johnny still with Snowball available, but he'll never get it off. The stuns just remain for too long, and the tombstone in case Fnatic was going to counter-initiate.
Just perfect chain stunning right now by LGD. Having that 3 points up a Vortex and then Zanking follows up.
And they just keep pushing into this tier 1 tower. Fnatic, even with the Fissure, even with the Illuminate, they cannot stop the push from LGD.
No, this push is definitely too
Dire's
dangerous.
bottom tower has
And
fallen.
I'm getting really worried for Fnatic because the item progression is there for every single player on LGD. They get the BKB now and Gyrocopter completed up. The Courier's delivering it. And Force Staff and Blink on Zanking, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not what Fnatic wanted to wake up to in the morning.
Yeah.
This is not their game at all. Like 20 minutes in, when you got a deficit of almost 12,000 net worth as well as 14k experience, like
There's a reason LGD is called one of the strongest teams at TI. Because they are really terrifying.
Sylar, actually good position to try and gank him up. That BKB, however, is wonderful protection.
Yeah, but they're behind him still. Can they maybe block him with a Fissure, but it's too close to a tower.
They still want
I
to
don't
wait
think
out
they
as
go.
well the BKB time.
Yeah. They're not gonna go for it. Smoke Gang now by Radiance.
Yeah, they're coming up. They realize all the Fnatic were up inside their jungle and ganking up the top lane, so they try and loop around to the eastern part of the Dire jungle. And now their smoke will break, so they know exactly where Mushy is. Johnny is still right behind him and will need to shard to keep the rest of LGD out. But there's Burrow Strike over on Johnny, taking out the stun. The silence will be there, but then again, you're getting such damage on a Mushy and Johnny decided to fight. Then MMY just going to go to town, punching him down. Fnatic, they're losing Mushy as well as maybe jumps around. The Burrow Strike back through too. This is a horrible fight. This could even be the first GG call when you actually don't even lose a tier 2 tower.
I think they're gonna keep trying, but they cannot find an opening for the... Oh, are they still gonna kill the Shaker?
Yeah, they found the Shaker as well, up in the trees. The Echo Slayer from Ohio, looking for some kind of counter. Maybe we'll run in here. They control him. It's a full team wipe in favor of
15
LGD.
charges. Okay, this Storm is snowballing harder than he ever could. Like, 15 charges at 21 minutes in, and they didn't even have to use the ulti. Like, Zanking still has his ulti. How are they winning these fights so hard?
The controls can even be even better. This Courier's bringing out a Yule Scepter now. You can basically take player after player out of fights. 4-star Fin for Yao. Fnatic's got no answer to this. Like you can D-push all you want. You can take
Dire's
out the
middle
creep
tower
waves,
is under
but it's only
attack.
going to take one creep to get anywhere near the tier 3 tower, and LGD won't even back off. For now, they can actually secure Roshan or look to take out the remaining tier 2 towers of Fnatic.
Yeah, that's how it's looking. Fnatic need to rely heavily on Shaker. Ohio that has to do some carrying in this game, but in that last fight, he had the Echo ready and he was outside of the fight, but they just didn't stack up enough. He couldn't get the blink in. He only used the Echo when he was being picked off at the end there.
It's...
looking grim, Toby.
Yeah, I'm trying to remain positive at this point for Fnatic, but what they basically need is the rubber band to kick hard. Like
they do.
That's really all that's going to save them from this. They've got to catch out some core Fnatic players, LGD players, when they're just out of position. That's all that's really going to help them here.
Yeah.
And catching out anyone, because they've got such a huge advantage on every single player.
They even have a Yule Scepter now on Storm, so even if you get the silence from Nightstalker, this is purely to counter that as well. He can just remove that. So this is getting harder and harder to say who's gonna be the possible kill. You go on Zanking, he can Force Staff away. You go on Storm, he can Yule Scepter himself. You go on the BKB Gyro, like all of them are difficult.
Yeah. Fnatic, well, she's coming out with a Sentry Ward. Unfortunately for him, like, look at the Sentry Ward coverage. They're trying to get rid of the aggressive
missing
ward.
all the wards.
Yeah, they actually miss every single one. They commit 3 sentries to find the 2 observers.
That one.
Okay, 4 sentries to find one of the 2 observers.
Radiant's
That's not even
bottom tower
4,
is
that's like
under
they have
attack.
7 sentries down in their own jungle in total. They're really spending a lot of money into that, and you can see it in their item progression. They're suffering. The top 4 net worth are LGD heroes.
They're going to lose them all now. MMY is walking in here with a gem. So all of their counter vision doesn't count for squat.
Yeah, they get to see how many sentries have been put down.
Yeah, look at the ping actually. Well, yeah, it's from one of our spectators. But bottom lane, so Fnatic, if you can't see LGD, just fight an area where you believe that they will just move, like predict their movement. That's if they want to try and fight in this bottom lane. They leave one observer ward behind.
I mean, they do have some intel, at least on Fnatic. They have their own deep wards, so they see the movement, but the problem is LGD is infesting their side of the map right now, taking that over.
Where else can you go? Like, as you said, like LGD, they're all over Fnatic's side of the map. You got to go to the Radiant side.
Yep.
It's the only option you got.
Safest place is enemy base.
And I'd love to say you could just do like the, oh well, we just go for Roshan to try and catch up on the
farm. Bottom.
Yeah, Fisher in with the shards. They're not trying anything. Like this is a hi, we're down here. So the rest of you guys TP and try and find kills on us. Johnny's TP takes a very long time. And this just means Fnatic can now move into their own jungle. They get themselves out as quick as they can.
Yeah, they're centering down.
How much money? This is when I kind of wish we had that quick buy. Like, how much money did you spend on wards during this game already?
Yeah,
Fnatic would have to be somewhere near like almost 1,000.
I am actually baffled. I've never seen so many sentry wards bought by one team at 25 minutes. Like, actually ever. It is insane. But that stunts your growth so much, and normally we see that against a team with Invis heroes. Like, even against a team with like 3 Invis heroes, we might not have seen this many sentries. They were really scared of LGD's vision and control of the map, but they're not really countering it effectively enough.
No, they're not. For every 4 wards that were placed, they find 1 observer.
Yeah, that's not good return.
Well, Fnatic, there's push. There's coming on the bottom lane from LGD. Ohio's still sitting there, but it's a level 1 Echo Slam. He doesn't even have level 2 on this thing yet. And Razor hasn't completed his BKB. Mushy also trying to do the same kind of thing, reaching BKB, but not there yet. Pumping the hand of Midas as much as he can, but they're just too far behind in Fnatic. Are they actually looking to fight? Okay, they're going to try and fight outside in their tier 2 tower. I
don't know if tier 2 tower is a fight they can take, though. It's probably just going to be attempt to split push or delay them as much as possible and fight the high ground.
They're buying a gem of their own.
They need 11 on Shaker as well, because level 1 ulti is not going to be enough.
Okay, so they've given up on buying mass sentry wards, and they bought a gem.
They could probably bought 2 gems if they spent their sentry golds on gems.
Except, wait, okay, so they bought the gem and they left it back inside the base. They might be waiting until the fight's over from LGD and then come out and have a look.
Yeah. Might be Aegis.
Perching, there's your jump in from Maybe. He was just waiting for the Keeper of the Light to move in just an inch too close. The Illuminate takes out the creep wave, and he was trying to actually use Illuminate to then throw out, his ultimate, the Spirit Form, to then throw out the Illuminate so he could back up.
Yeah, but he got too close, and again, this gets punished. Storm is always a hero. If he sees anyone, he can jump them. He has that range now with this mana, being so quick at regenerating. 36 mana per second.
So Silas going to TP himself up to top, and this puts an end to the push. And this is now why Mushy is walking around with the gem. Going to use his courier to help scout it out. Now, there's only 1 observer ward for him to find, and that's further next to the secret shop.
Yeah, but they can get rid of that one at least if he runs to the left. He does see it.
Yep. Just got a glimpse of it. And there's only 1 other observer ward on their side of the map, and that's the entrance into the Dire jungle from the mid lane.
But if you look at how it goes, Fnatic are spending so much effort and time into wards and trying to control the map, whereas this is something that normally 1 or 2 supports should be able to take care of on their own. It feels like all of Fnatic's efforts are to win the ward war, and they're barely winning it. So LGD, they make it seem so effortless. The way Xiao is just running around, getting observers that barely even get dewarded. They're playing really well.
I think maybe he's even going to care about not having vision shortly. He's finished up a full Orchid with his heals and 16 Bloodstone charges, so he's already instantly respawning, and he's got Yao that can initiate in here. If they have vision of Fnatic, they're perfectly grouped up for a double bomb strike. He's only going to get 1, and then in comes maybe. He'll hire Orchid up, and they'll protect him inside the snowball. Where are they going to run over to? It's over towards maybe. Silenced up. This will be a big kill they can claim, but then the cooldown's going to arrive with the CM ulti. Fnatic lose 2. They're about to lose 3. Everything's split. KYXY trapped up with Sylar while Navy was on the side. It's over, Lager. Like, GG. This game was crushing from LGD against Fnatic.
What a performance. LGD not giving a single bit of mercy here to Fnatic. There was not a chance at all. Like, from the laning, from the get-go, this was completely over.
It's exactly what LGD needed, though. Not drop a single game against Fnatic and try and ensure their #1 position in the group so they get to choose their opponent in the first round. Well, LGD, it was a fun run.